Today I did about zero work on my business, but it was one of the most productive days of my entire life. I consider it productive because today's the day I connected business to my purpose. Because since I've realized how imminent I'm going to die, how imminent my mortality truly is, I have felt such a deep need to contribute to humanity before I leave, to leave a butterfly effect before I go. So today I connected a business I've been working on called Become Outstanding to this purpose. Before there was a disconnection. I didn't see how this work would contribute to humanity. And today I connected it because I was reading a very, very good book called Exponential Organizations about creating a massively transformative purpose. And the way I see it is that work is a byproduct of purpose. It's a way for you to show your love into the world. It's something that contributes what you want to contribute to humanity when you're gone. So from that angle, I started looking at my business and realizing I want to contribute to humanity. What is a problem I want to solve through work? And for me, work is business. And I realized a big problem is that I've achieved a more contributive state. I want to help people. But this took a lot of time, and I was lucky to have the right teachers. I was very lucky to find books like Laws of Human Nature and books like Tuesdays with Maury that really impacted me. But those are very few and far between. So really what I realized the problem was that there are a lot of problems in the earth. There are a lot. There's global warming, there's war, there's poverty, there's a billion different issues, and solving one at a time doesn't fix the root cause, which is humans and how we act in a way. So the way I saw Become Outstanding changed because now I see it as a delivery method for me to contribute to humanity by helping other people contribute to humanity themselves, by either becoming more aware of their mortality and more sentimental towards other humans, or by creating businesses that will contribute to humanity in some way or help others to do so. So since I've thought about this like literally 30 minutes ago, I've been having so many different thoughts and so many different ideas and opportunities, such as I realize how much time people spend idle on their phone on apps like Instagram or on mobile games. So I realize people have ideas, people have contributions and perspectives. The principles that govern why they choose to play mobile games, why they choose to do all these things, what if I use those principles to actually create a sort of application that when people have those 5 minutes of spare time that they use to go on Instagram, or those little click moments that instead of going to this game, I create an app in some way that contributes to humanity and people want to contribute. Maybe they spread ideas in a different format than, say, Twitter, which is more about just combativeness. This sounds very theoretical, and it very much is. But the point is, I've been having a lot of very deep thoughts about how I approach business. Because the way I saw it before was when I was more very pulled in with the false purpose of money. And I didn't really want the money. What I wanted was that feeling of self-validation. I wanted to feel connected I wanted to feel like I appreciated myself. I wanted to like myself. And what I saw was that people who had money, they seemed just, they had the attention that I so desperately wanted. So I didn't want the money, I wanted the attention. And I saw business as a tool for me to get that money. So back then I could do any business, I didn't care. Because it was all about the attention that came from the money. But now, 90% of businesses I would never do because they won't contribute to humanity. And I see business as an entirely new thing. I don't see it as a separate category. I see it as a tool I can use to contribute to humanity. It's a tool for me now. And that big perspective in business is what I've had today. And it's been amazing. So my next thing I'm going to do now is Become Outstanding. I'm changing the entire structure. The entire purpose of Become Outstanding is to get others to contribute to humanity. That's the entire purpose. Everything we do goes through that lens. There is no competition. There's no competition because I'm not trying to fight for somebody else for profit. I'm trying to make other people contribute to humanity. So if they're doing the same thing, then collaboration is the best option because then you have a bunch of different minds coming together towards the same purpose. So I see no point in competition because of that. I see it as truly I want this to be more of a movement than a business. This isn't a closed system around profit, but ideas that can spread far beyond. And maybe, for example, right now, what does Become Outstanding do? What we do right now is we have an email service where people, they give their goals and they get personalized daily emails relating to content from their goals that will help them achieve it very actionably. Because the problem I initially saw was that when I was trying to improve my life, there was so much noise around. There was so much posts. Like, let's say I went on YouTube, and there were so many self-improvement tips and tricks and strategies, but I ended up doing very little. And the more I talked to other people, I realized it's a very, very common problem. And I see it as because you don't know where to start, right? You watch one video about how to speak better to people, and then the next one be about a completely different subject about how to become better in finances. And because of that disconnection, most people end up doing very little to nothing. So the way I see it is if people place clear goals that they want to aspire towards, the content is only about their goals and it specifically needs to be actionable. Meaning that all the creators that I'm going to get to produce this content, they absolutely have to create an actionable guide of physical steps people can take to implement it into their lives. The point being that people start to get out of that state of distraction, of disconnection to action, and of just watching a bunch of random videos and consuming the content. And they start to produce action little by little, which adds up to producing real results in their life. Like how I managed to turn myself so drastically around from somebody very, very different from how I see the world now. It's through action, and I want to implement. I want people to do that more, and that does contribute to the purpose of Become Outstanding, to help other people contribute to humanity. But that's just a very small product in there. That is an inkling of the beginning. The way I see it is by connecting to creators of self-improvement content, by having a network of customers, I can use those networks to start building more and more things that will contribute to humanity. This is just a very small stepping stone for that. And I guess my only real fear is that I die early enough to realize how much of an impact I can have, which I'm very excited for, because I feel more content and more productive today than I ever have, because for the first day ever, I know how to connect my work with my purpose. And that is deeply powerful, because from this small realization, I can do so much. So, I think that's all I have to say. Other than in 5 years from today, so December 7th, 2020, it will be 2027. December 7th, 2027, I want people to see this video and Become Outstanding is this big thing that has managed to contribute a lot of value to humanity. I don't care about the profit or the money. What I care about is that it had a lot of impact. And people look back on this and they wonder where it started. And it started with was one random 17-year-old in a basement in Calgary with zero experience in business. That is where that started. And I want that to inspire.